Stakeholders around Lake Bunyonyi have been urged to prioritize proper waste management and disposal to ensure a healthy lake and the entire community well-being. This message has been delivered during a workshop organized by Self-Help Africa, together with AICM, both non-governmental organizations with stakeholders living along Lake Bunyonyi, in a consultation on waste management, seeking their input on how to effectively manage waste in the community and around Lake Bunyonyi. The engagement, which took place on Friday, 20th December 2024, was deemed very helpful as it allowed the organization to gather ideas from the stakeholders on how to implement waste management initiatives. David Ekoti, a Necotourism officer at Self-Help Africa, highlights that the stakeholders have provided the organization with action points to work on, which will be implemented starting next year, and will start with consideration of the action points stated, like establishment of public toilets around Harutindo market and other markets, creating a gathered area where waste can be collected and managed, and sensitization of the community about all the ideas.
David Ekoti, I work with Self-Help Africa as the Necotourism officer. We had an engagement today about waste management, consulting the stakeholders about how can we manage Lake Bunyonyi. This kind of engagement is very helpful because as Self-Help Africa is not just implementing its own ideas, but we get ideas from the stakeholders. That's where we stand on to implement. So the way forward they have given us, starting next year, we shall be implementing them. So once you get an idea from the stakeholder, it is easy for the organization to implement them because they are from them.
He adds that the organization pledges support and commitment to working with the community to implement the waste management initiatives, and is excited about the prospect of making a positive change on the environment.
Action point is establishment of the public toilet around Harutindo market and other markets along Lake Bunyonyi. So for that, as Self-Help Africa will not construct the toilet, but can support the community in doing it. There is a point they mentioned about the incinerator of having like a 1 point gazetted area where they could do burn and all that of the wastes. Yeah. So we shall see. It is the community now to allocate that place, and we see if Self-Help Africa can support in constructing it.
Cyrus Nomwesiga, the managing director of Paradise Eco Hub Foundation, a non-profit organization based in Itambo Island at the Bunyoyi Lake, expresses his passion about proper waste management. He says that the organization has adopted the use of dry toilets, which allow the waste to be reused as composite in the organization's gardens, ignoring the water toilets, which can direct waste into the lake.
We are very mindful about waste management, much more from the kitchen, from the guest residentials. Everything we do, we are doing much more in a cycle to ensure that everything is beneficial for the earth and we can conserve for generations and generations to come. At the Eco Hub Foundation, at the Eco Hub Lodge still, we have deployed the use of the dry toilets. We are not using water toilets, meaning that we are going to be directing waste into the lake, but we are much more using dry toilets in the guest rooms, and guests are using them very comfortably because they don't require use of water. And also we ensure that the human waste we generate, we also use it as manure. We also try as much as we can to encourage our guests not to use reusable plastics. At the reception, we have also provided water area where we filter water using ceramic filters, and instead we encourage people to use water bottles which they can actually keep refilling instead of keep buying plastics every other time. So
they are also working hard to replicate the philosophy of the community, for they have provided eco toilets to some of the schools at the lake.
In doing that, of course, we are also ensuring that we design our philosophy and also replicate it in our community. For example, we have already given the head teacher at Lake Bunyonyi Secondary School and the head teacher at Bugama Primary School like eco-dry toilets.
These have decreased the level of improper waste disposal at the lake and thus becoming a role model for the people living at the lake. Peter Tugenomushun, a proprietor of Hawks Lodge, emphasized the need of collaborative efforts to manage waste and conserve Lake Bunyonyi. Kinomushun noted that waste management is a crucial component of conservation efforts for the lake. He also emphasized the importance of engaging the stakeholders, including the public and private sectors, in finding solutions to the waste management problems around Lake Bunyonyi, and called all the stakeholders to take action and work together to protect the lake and its ecosystems.
Things like plastic, how we dispose of the waste in our hotels, how we dispose of sewage, it all affects the environment. And key thing that we learned today is turn waste into a resource as part of public health, as part of community jobs, as part of getting manure for sustainable agriculture. This is what we discussed today. And key thing also is involving the stakeholders, both the public and the private sector, particularly us who contribute to that problem, to be part of the solution. And we believe that what we have discussed will help us conserve the lake. Lake Bunyonyi to continue being one of the most beautiful and well-conserved lakes in this country.
Jenny Amumpiri, the District Natural Resource Officer of Rwanda District, highlights the need for community leaders to take a stand and educate the people around Lake Bunyonyi about the importance of proper waste management, emphasizing that by working together and prioritizing well-being of the community, it's possible to make a positive impact on the lake. She notes that lack of implementation and awareness has led to lack of protection of the lake, with some politicians prioritizing votes over well-being of the community.
What is happening? It is we are not implementing. And these bylaws were developed by the communities we are supposed to sensitize. What was lacking in that bylaw is going to disseminate again, because not everyone participated. I remember it was initiated by some few villages, but the environment is the same. So the biggest issue was dissemination of the bylaw, so that people know what it is all about. And of course, this is what we are talking of awareness creation. If we could create awareness, then it would be easy to enforce. But what is happening? Someone mentioned the washing of the cars at his zero. And this has been an alarming. Everyone who passes that place says, "We are Uganda." We tried enforcing, it was passed in council. But there is a time when one politician mentioned, where are these people going to go? Where are they going to eat from? And remember, these are people who are listened to by the masses. Where are they going to feed from? Where do you want to put them, this place? They have been there for the last 40 years, you know, trying to use that cheap popularity, you know.
Samuel Awumuza, ABK Television.